Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm glad to be joined this morning by Andrew Gabriel, one of our marketing representatives from EquiTrust. Appreciate Andrew's attendance this morning. He'll be discussing the Bridge Annuity with EquiTrust. It's their long-term care combination product. Very, very competitive in that space right now. We are definitely seeing a nice increase in production with the Bridge, and definitely a needed commodity for clients right now based on what's happening in the long-term care space. People are looking for alternatives as opposed to buying just straight long-term care insurance. The Bridge is definitely a great product to go along with that would meet those needs. So we also will be discussing some of the advantages on some of the indexed annuities and fixed rate annuities with EquiTrust. I know they have a very good portfolio of index plans. They just introduced a new income contract, pure income product, income today, income tomorrow. A great combination product, and that just was introduced in the last couple months. And they have a very strong portfolio of fixed rates right now, guarantees anywhere between 3 and 10 years, and nice rates, excellent compensation on those contracts. Seeing a nice level of production based on those specific rates they have available at this time. So good time to be in the annuity market. We're seeing all-time high rates right now across the board on cap rates, income payouts, fixed rates. Really good time to be in the annuity space, especially with the volatility in the stock market. I know we see one day the market jumps up 1,200 points, the next day it drops 1,500 points. So it's been really volatile lately, and with the tariffs and the back and forth with China, seeing a lot of volatility created in that stock market, and customers are getting very nervous right now. They don't want to see a 20-30% drop in their values, and a really good time to have money in indexed annuities, good time to have money in fixed rate accounts. So good time for the annuity space. I know we do continue to offer the kind of the fast start program when you get licensed up with IMS and start writing business with EquiTrust or any of our annuity companies. You have opportunities to earn different levels of incentives, including lead programs, radio shows, cash, iPads, a lot of good stuff going on right now in the annuity side of the market. And we see more money moving now in the last couple of years than we've seen since I've been in the business for the last 30, 35 years. It just seems to be a lot more money out there, moving around between annuities coming out of 401ks, a lot of stuff moving around at this point. So great time to be in this space. We also have our business builder. You can get different incentives based on referring agents to IMS. You get specific overrides based on that. We also have our marketing reimbursement. We put money in an account for you. It's kind of a side account based on your production. You get $100 for every $100,000 indexed annuity premium. We also have different levels of deposits based on life insurance, be it single premium life or target. You get $200 for every $100,000 of single premium life. You also get $200 for every $10,000 of target premium. So good way to build up some of these marketing reimbursement accounts. I know these go out once a quarter. I always have agents calling me up asking me when those checks have gone out, when they're going to be going out in the near future. Same thing with the referral program, and a very good way for you to have IMS help you out with some of these costs, help you out with some of these expensive ventures you get into, be it seminars or any other side programs you're using for advertising. Great back office support team. We have a great new business team. We have a great creative team that can help you out with advertising. Really good stuff you can utilize through IMS contract. You can get licensed with multiple carriers at one time. Everything is done on a platform right now in contracting. You do contracting once online through Assurance Bay, and you can go back and add companies as you need them. A great combination there with what we have available on the contracting side. And new business, as you well know, going to up 50, 70 page applications, things are always missed. And I always tell people to use the e-app systems we have available through Firelight. It really helps get those applications completed fully before they get signed off on. A lot of times you get paper apps that come in, you can't read the handwriting. A lot of questions are not answered. E-apps definitely help solve that problem. So definitely utilize the e-app systems. We have a website IMS has had out there 25 years, has everything you need on that website, be it current interest rates. We've got forms if you want to write business, via paper apps. We have a lot of the forms available on our site. Different links you can utilize. Maybe you can go to the AInvest site, or if you want to go look at tax information, we have IRS links, a lot of good stuff you can utilize on the website. You can get jump on there and take a look at your policies that are pending. And of course, we have a service team that can help you out with all that material also. So we have a great combination for that need on the service side. I know I get information every day for agents out there that need current values, what the interest rates are, how their clients done the last year, what kind of index strategies you're looking at moving into. We can help you with all that information. As I mentioned on the e-app side, we have e-app solutions. When you get on our website, we have Luma combination with Firelight now. So everything is done through the Luma platform. And if you've done Firelight apps, it's still the same thing. You just have to get to the Luma side first, and then get into Firelight, and everything is at your needs right there. Just click on them and you'll be able to get through the system pretty quick. If you have questions, you can always call in, talk to any of the marketers on that side. You can talk to the new business team. They can pull up your application as it's being inputted. They can find stuff that's missing. They can help you out with, maybe some questions that need to be answered. They can help you with everything that's needed to finalize those applications. So I would definitely utilize the e-apps, definitely to your advantage, to take full advantage of that. As I mentioned, we have a great creative team here. We've got people that can develop websites, that can do social media campaigns. We can look at, putting together brochures. Maybe you want to do a postcard mailing. They can help you out with that. We've got lots of great individuals on that team, and they can get everything designed for you. Maybe you want to redo your logo for your business, maybe change your colors of your business and the business card, stationery, and all that good stuff. They can really help update everything. I know a lot of people put websites together 10 to 15 years ago, and they can help you out with the development to get that up to speed for the 2020s. So definitely a great source to have on the creative side. We have a wealth management side to IMS now, and that's been up and running for about 5 years now. And it helps with you getting into that space. Maybe you don't have a Series 65, you don't have a BD license. They can help with all that, getting those tests, completed, getting all that up and running. I just launched a quick poll. If you have interest in getting more information on the wealth management side of IMS, we can get that put together and get that out to you. I know that Charles Hiring Jr. is in charge of that wealth management side of the company. We have Duncan Smith. He's one of our specialists on that side. He's a great individual to talk to. If you'd like to have one of them give you a call, we'd be glad to have Duncan get a hold of you. I'll leave this poll open for another 30, 40 seconds. But it's always great to have both sides of the industry covered, both on the security side and the insurance side. That way you're not referring agents or clients down the road to a security specialist, and then down the road you end up losing that client because maybe that individual can do more than you can across the board. So it's always good to have those covered on your end. That way you can take care of your clients on both the securities end and the insurance end, and that way you have everything taken care of for your client. It's a great way for you, obviously, to increase your revenue. If you have a good block of AUM business in the books, a lot of times you're getting a 1% override on that business. So as you build that up, maybe 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, your income is going to increase. And as the stock market goes up, so does your revenue. Unfortunately, the market comes down, your revenue comes down, but that does not happen too often. So definitely keep that in mind. But again, if you do have interest in getting some more information on the wealth management, definitely mark off yes on the poll. We'll go ahead and have one of our specialists give you a call. I'm gonna get that closed up for now. I'll keep things moving here. We always, about 3 times a year, we put together these life and annuity academies. I know we just held one here about 2 weeks ago. It was in Des Moines. We do have an academy coming up in June. It's going to be here in Omaha at IM's home office. Great opportunity for you to come into town, meet some of the individuals you work with on a daily basis, be it a marketer, be it some of the new business team. The meeting itself will last typically from Wednesday evening until Friday morning. And we typically bring you in if you fly in or you drive in. We help with your costs on the lodging, food, drinks, everything's taken care of. There is a small fee if you are not currently doing business through IMS. Otherwise, most of these expenses are taken care of. If you're a regular producer for IMS, we'll take care of your costs for flights, costs for lodging, transportation to and from the airport. Everything's taken care of. So if you have interest in that, I'm going to go ahead and launch another quick poll here. We'll go ahead and get that launched. But if you have interest in coming out to one of our academies, I know we typically have about 3 of these a year. We've got one the first week of June, the 4th through the 6th, and that's coming up in just a few weeks. We've got SILAC and Augustar are the two companies that are sponsoring this program. So we do need to get you licensed with each of the carrier, or at least one of those carriers through IMS, in order to attend the meeting. So if you do have interest in coming out to one of our academies, the next one probably won't be until sometime in September or early October. So if you do have interest in one of those academies, to mark off yes. We'll go ahead and put you on the list, and we'll get everything taken care of on that end. We do have to have you register for the academy. We have a transportation team that handles all your transportation. All that's taken care of, so pretty straightforward on getting that done. But again, once again, if you do have interest in coming out to one of our future events, probably do this one in June. Probably won't do another one until probably sometime in September, October. We may have one beyond that, but we'll have to see how things play out. But I do appreciate your interest in those academies. We always see production go up for individuals that do attend. They usually have a nice block of business that comes in right after attending one of these events. Good chance for you to pick up sales ideas, a lot of good stuff on software programs, a lot of good material we cover at these meetings. We typically have about 15 different speakers that come in from different sides of the business, and definitely worth your time. And you'll definitely get some great information you'll take home with you based on attending one of these events. Again, close that up here. We'll go ahead and keep things moving forward. We do have our trips we offer about once every 18 months, qualification-wise. Our next trip is to Quebec in Canada. Very nice location, great hotel. It's one of the Fairmonts there in Canada. Very nice, old school, place. Very, very nice location. That trip itself is coming up, I believe, in August of 2025, the 3rd through the 8th. Qualification runs through June the 30th of 2025. Qualification started January 1st of 2024, so it's 18 months to qualify. Very nice trip, very nice location. So we'd love to have as many of you on that trip as possible. Qualification amount is 5 million points to qualify. You get different points based on if you're doing annuity business, life business, health business, everything adds up. So anything you do right through IMS will definitely qualify for that trip. So I know we're on pace for about 60 to 70 people to qualify. So should have a really nice group of individuals at that meeting. You can also follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. We have service on both sides. I'm not a big social media guy, but I know that a lot of people do follow those social media sites. We do have special advertising on those sites and able to pick up some different items we have available on both ends. So definitely keep that in mind. And I'm going to go ahead and let Andrew in, and he's going to be our key presenter today. Welcome aboard, Andrew. Appreciate you being on this morning with us. Your screen is now up on the system here.
Perfect. I appreciate that.
You have lots of stuff there, man. You got a lot of stuff you got going on.
A lot of stuff.
So I appreciate Andrew being on today. He's been our EquiTrust marketing specialist for the last number of years, and he's done a great job, on that side of it. I know EquiTrust has some great stuff going on right now. They have a nice commission bonus. They just announced extended it through the end of June, so we'd love to see the additional compensation. Andrew, I know the agents definitely like that.
Yeah, I agree. And then, yeah, I'll go over that here in a little bit
Yep.
further in the presentation. But Matt, what Matt was talking about today is our bridge and some of our new income products. We just launched a few new income products and revamped some of our index products as well. But just to go over the bridge product here with the long-term care solution, we've had a lot of traction here this year with the bridge just because it's only about 2.5 years old. And the story behind it is Assured Allies is a partner of ours that came to us back in early 2022 asking if we would work with them on creating a product. Their Assured Allies is a expert in leading in the long-term care research, and they have a lot of PhDs and people that do research and things like that. And they thought, to come to us and see if we would partner with them for a hybrid long-term care solution. Because as we know, a lot of the companies out there that no longer offer traditional long-term care. So we'll go over that here in just a moment. But what we'll address today is just addressing the long-term care coverage gap, where we're different from other competitors, our wellness program, the product details, product positioning, licensing and training, and then there's a video of the underwriting, but I won't show that, but it is in our Bridge microsite that you'll be able to look at as well. Why Bridge and where we're different? We are an index annuity chassis. A lot of our competitors out there are maybe a chassis only. And obviously with having an index annuity chassis, it gives you a lot more diversification, that you're able to put the money into different indexes and have more potential growth than what just a fixed annuity would. So that's definitely, I would say, a major factor there for us, is that clients like to see that the contractor cash value is growing a little bit more than what potentially the fixed account would provide. It is flexible premium, so you can add additional premiums in until they turn on claim. It is a simplified underwriting with guaranteed approval. So that's right, it's a guaranteed approval. So say if somebody doesn't, if they get denied in true long-term care, they could come over here and get guaranteed approval. It would be our lowest rating, of course, but we will guarantee approve them without underwriting on that. The wellness program, I'll go over a little bit here further in the presentation. That's just a cherry on the top, so to speak, that's kind of goes over a health coach with the client to keep them not sedentary, excuse me. We do have an indemnity claims process, which is a huge thing here from the standpoint of you don't have to submit receipts to get the claim going. There's no receipts involved like true long-term care. We do have a custom LTC benefit, one size fits none. They're very competitive in the charge structure, and then we are a completely digital process from the standpoint of all the applications done online, no paper application. All right, the dilemma. A lot of times we call it the problem too as well. Almost 90% of the true long-term care companies out there, once again, don't offer long-term care anymore. So the 10% that do offer true long-term care keep increasing their rates every single year. And what I've always said, that there's 3 reasons why people don't want true long-term care, is either they can't afford it, they don't want to afford it, or obviously simply get denied from underwriting. 70% of those turning 65 today will need some level of support, long-term care support. 66% of the caregivers use their personal savings or retirement accounts to pay for long-term care, a loved one. So that at the end of the day too, we don't want to burden our loved ones and have them blow up their retirement just to take care of us. So that's why this is so important for this product, to be able to offer a supplement to that for long-term care. And then 88% of the adults between 50 and 80 want to age in place. So they can age in place at home. They don't have to be in a true long-term long-term care facility for this product. They could age in place with a caregiver at home. Here's some numbers that just kind of show, the average premium, couple of age 55 of the cost of long-term care insurance, and then the cost per month for skilled care, whether it's a nursing home, assisted living, or home health aid. As you know, depending on where you're at in the Midwest, it's going to be a lot less than what it would be on the East and West Coast. So obviously that's something that you have to take into consideration for sure. Here's our long-term care coverage ratio. So depending on the underwriting class that you go into, based upon your underwriting, there are coverage ratios. So for example, at age 55, if they do get a preferred rating, say you put in $100,000, then that's a $325,000 LTC benefit base that they would have. There is a vesting schedule on the LTC benefit base. It does vest over 5 years. So in the 5th year, one day, then it will be fully vested for that long-term care coverage benefit. And there are, like I said, a lot of great materials out on the Bridge microsite that I would recommend you go look at. From the standpoint of, there's a long-term care coverage ratio sheet out there that shows all the ages with the underwriting class and all of that on there. And then a lot of great marketing material as well. Here are the product details. Issue age 55 to 80, minimum premium of $50,000. It is non-qualified only. Once again, it is flexible premium, 10-year surrender charge. It does have a 10% penalty free after the 1st year. So it's just like a regular index annuity chassis. You can have a 10% penalty free in the cash value after the 1st year. It does have, once again, have the accumulation value potential of the 5 different indexes plus a fixed account, and then the flexible benefit base. Here are the rates that we currently have on them right now. The fixed bucket, the 1-year fixed rate is 4.5%. You see the cap at 8% for the cap, and then the rest of these indexes are participation rates. You will see that over here it's an illustrated rate, and that's based upon if you illustrate the index. Say you put 100% into the cap, it's going to illustrate 5.54% in that illustration, hypothetical illustration, if you run an illustration, that is. Here are the riders. Nursing home waiver, terminal illness rider. Those are very common in the index annuity space across the board. Those are automatically included, no cost. Long-term care rider. There's a monthly charge on the LTC benefit. There is a premium load of 1% for the 1st year. So if you put on 100,000, that 1% would be 1,000 for that 1st year, and that would be it. And then you do have that monthly charge for the LTC benefit. And then the Never Stop Wellness Rider that I talked about a little bit ago, that we'll go in further detail here soon, is $100 per year. So those are the charges on the riders. Here's the long-term care, what it automatically includes with the Bridge contracts. It is guaranteed issue, can never lapse. It is tax-free LTC benefits per the Pension Protection Act. It does have a flexible client coverage. Client chooses initial coverage up to the maximum face amount or premium amount of $1 million. There is an inflation protection. The LTC benefit does grow at 2% per year for up to 20 years. And then once again, the ability to earn additional credit on the Never Stop Wellness program. Here's the long-term care rider again that just goes over a little bit what I've already gone over, but the client chooses the initial LTC benefit base based upon their coverage ratio. Once again, the maximum coverage ratio is based upon the issue age and risk class, and the maximum coverage is $1 million for the LTC benefit. Here's an example of the long-term care rider and designed. The rider feature, once again, does have a 2% roll-up compounded daily for up to 20 years. As far as figuring up how to come up with the benefit in those first 5 years, here's an example of taking the NAR, which is the LTC benefit base minus the accumulation value, and then you just take that times the vesting, and then you'd add the accumulation back on, then divide it by 60. And that's only for the 4-year vesting schedule. After that, then you have full reigns. It's fully vested, and you can have full benefit of the LTC benefit. Here's the long-term care rider and how you claim it. Doctor certification that the client is unable to perform 2 of the 6 ADLs or have severe cognitive impairment. The doctor does need to renew that every single year that they're failing 2 of the 6 ADLs. So we have a form that the doctor will fill out every single year. The doctor does need to provide a plan of care, detailed plan of care on that form, and the client must be a U.S. resident. And then also the physician does need to be a U.S. physician as well. Benefits are indemnity-based. Once again, no receipts required, like I said before. Annual certification required to continue benefits. So that's the renewal of the form that they're failing 2 of the 6 ADLs. And then once again, the benefits are tax-free up to the IRS maximum per diem. Here's the underwriting process that we partner with Assured Allies on. The underwriting process is less than, it says 30 minutes, but it's right around 25 minutes. It's a Zoom video, state-of-the-art Zoom video. Once again, 100% guaranteed approval for LTC benefits. No one's declined. There is quick decision on the underwriting class. So when they do go through the underwriting, it does come back that same day, whether they got secure, standard, or preferred. In that underwriting, there will be 7 cognitive questions and 7 physical ability questions. And those will be the only questions that they do in the underwriting. So we don't go after any medical or prescription records in this. There will be 5 pre-screening questions that are involved before the underwriting process. It's kind of like a little bit of a knockout question. So if you answer yes to like the first 3, then it means it's an automatic secure rating. So then you wouldn't need to go through underwriting. But if you answer no to first 3 and answer yes to 4 and 5, then you still can go into underwriting, but then you can only get standard or secured for underwriting. But if you answer no to all 5 of those, then you go into underwriting and get, the 3 different options that are preferred, standard or secure. There is built-in fraud prevention, identity verification, and live video assessment. And it is designed to limit human bias and judgment because Assured Allies is doing the underwriting and not EquiTrust. Here's a hypothetical example of David. He's 65, retired, single with 3 grown children. Like we talked about before in the beginning with the objectives, he wants to live independently as long as possible, right? Preserve his assets with that index annuity with the principal protection, and then avoid burdening his children for assistance as he ages. So, not blowing up their retirement because they have to take care of him. So he put in a $250,000. So at age 65 at preferred, it's a coverage ratio of 315%. So 250 times 315, your initial benefit base is $787,500. Now this is David's successful aging plan. So for example, in this hypothetical scenario, David's 65 right now, and in this situation, he'll go on claim at age 75. So he's got 10 years of a successful aging plan that he wants to go through. So that's where this Never Stop Wellness program comes into play. So what'll happen during the time of having this bridge contract, the client will actually get with a health coach, and they will choose objectives from the standpoint of health objectives. And these are some of the objectives and examples that the health coach and the client can actually go through and kind of decide what they want to use. But on this next page, I'll show you how the Never Stop Wellness program could be a benefit to the actual client. As you can see here, 10 years later, so now he is 75. So, you know, you initially had the 787,500 for the initial benefit. It grew 2% compounded for 10 years. Now it's at 959, 958. The never stop wellness credits, like I was just talking about. So if he is getting those objectives for those next 10 years, those 3 objectives for the next 10 years, they're going to have objectives every couple years that they'll have to go over. But now they gives them a monetary value of 67,953. So number one, it's keeping him active. And as long as he achieves those objectives, then he's going to get this monetary value on top of the LTC benefit. And as you can see here, it increases to $1,027,911. So if you divide that by 60, because that's how much payments you can have is up to 5 years or 60 months on claim, it would be 17,132 for up to 60 months or 5 years. Sales opportunities, you got your 1035 exchanges from annuities, life insurance. You know, if you know annuities have low rates or life insurance cash value is low, here's a great opportunity to put them into higher rates that we currently have on the index annuity. We've been seeing that. Also, money market checking, savings, CDs, great opportunity to put it in here. Clients are previously uninsurable for traditional long-term care that they either got denied or, once again, didn't want to afford it or simply didn't want to afford it. And then, like I said, the alternative to traditional long-term care, and then the annual reviews where you can speak with your clients and just ask them if they do have long-term care. Very, you know, easy kind of topic to ask them about, because obviously at the end of the day, we know that 65% of people, or excuse me, 70% of the people that are age 65 are going to need long-term care down the road. Licensing and training, do you have your property line authority? If so, check your CE requirements. It depends on the states, but most states require a health license, life, accident and health, or life, and then also the EquiTrust product training that goes along with that. Here's the Bridge microsite that I was talking about before. I'd highly recommend going into the Bridge microsite and looking around. There's a lot of great things. You can go get marketing materials, run illustrations. Once again, the calculator, this is where you'll do underwriting, and this is where you'll actually do the application as well, all in the Bridge microsite. And you can go on to the Bridge microsite without being appointed with us. You can go to agents.equitrust.com/bridge, and you go in there and look around. You just won't be able to, you know, do as much stuff as what you normally would be able to do, of course, underwriting or any of that application or anything like that. And then at the end of the day, you know, the sales experience, we want it to be as easy as possible for the agent and client. So that's why we have an electronic application process, the convenient video for underwriting, and then the quick underwriting decision that will come back very quickly that same day in underwriting. So at the end of this, that's all I have for the Bridge product. Any questions that they may have on this product at all, Matt or Kat, that may be on now?
Yeah, Matt had to jump off to go meet with one of his local agents, so I'm filling in for Matt now, but I don't see any questions here. One question that I do have come up a bunch for this particular product usually is though, do you have to be long-term care licensed or have certification for this product?
You also will have to have long-term care, yes, CE,
Okay.
correct, certified, yep.
Yeah, for CE for the state. Okay, yeah, that I do get that quite a bit, but I don't see any questions on here, Andrew.
All right,
So far, so
perfect.
good.
All right, awesome. Well, now I'll go into our income products that Matt was talking about. You know, on March 5th, we revamped our products so that we could have streamlined our accumulation non-bonus, or excuse me, accumulation bonus products, accumulation non-bonus, and then strictly income. So that's kind of what we've done, is created 2 new income products called our Market Early and Market Future. So we'll go over those a little bit now. And things like that. This does replace the market early, more or less replaces like the market 7, and our market future would replace like our market 10 or market power that would have the lifetime income benefit riders on those, which they don't have anymore since they're accumulation-based products only now. Market Early Income Index issues ages is 45 to 80, 10-year surrender period. It does have a 15% benefit-based bonus. The IBR automatically included. It's got a 7% roll-up in years 1 through 5, and then a 4% roll-up in years 6 through 10. The IBR is a fee of 1.25. And then obviously you can see the commission here for street level is 7% for 45 to 75, and then 76 to 80 is 5.25%. Now here are the rates showing the caps and all of that. So you'll see the 1-year interest rate of 2.75, and then the cap of 4.5%. And then you get a trigger, and then the rest are participation rates on the indexes. Here's an example of the Market Early Income Index and hypothetical payouts, assuming 100,000 initial premium. So annual income withdrawal after the 1st year, the 5th year, and then the 10th year. So it just kind of gives you an example here. Now the Market Future Income Index, hence the name, Market Early is going to be for clients looking to defer less than 7 years. And then the Market Future is going to be for people looking to take income that are deferring longer than 7 years. So like I said, hence the name Market Early and Market Future. You still do need to wait 1 year for our Market Early to turn on income, just like our old products. Market Future issue age is 40 to 80, a 10-year surrender. It does have a 10% benefit-based bonus. Once again, the IBR included, which is the fee of 1.25%, but it does have an 8% roll-up for up to 10 years. And the commissions are going to be the same as the Market Early, as the Market Future. And then here's the rates showing on the Market Future. Whoops. And then here shows the hypothetical payouts assuming 100,000 initial premium for the ages, 1 year, 5 year, and 10 years again. So just giving you an example. And then here's our heat map that just shows at age 60, if you put 100,000 in. Once again, I'm just showing you Market Early is basically about, you know, they're saying 6 years here. I would say it's right around 7 years where you could defer before you would switch to the Market Future. But that just gives you an idea of how long you would, or, you know, Market Early, how long you'd use that, you know, deferring, and then Market Future as far as the payouts go. And then at age 70, this is showing the same thing, but just at age 70 on 100,000. And that's it for the income products. Very simple. Nothing really changed from the standpoint of, you know, products work the same way as they did on the Market 7 and the Market 10 or Market Power. It's just that we streamlined them, have a little bit of different benefit bases and a little bit of different payout factors, but the payouts for income are going to be higher than what they were last year for the Market 7 or Market 10 or Market Power. So that's good news there. And then, like what Matt had talked about previously, we do have the 1% commission special now extended. It was going to be till just April 30th, but we have extended that now out till June 30th, as you can see here.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure. And obviously, like I talked to some of the people here in the office, you know, there's a lot of agents out there that are, you know, CPAs. So they may not have got a chance to get a chance to do the 1% commission because they were doing,
Seriously,
you know, taxes.
yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, this will help out those guys for the next 2 months and hopefully get some business in. And like I said before, you can definitely go to agents.equitrust.com, and you don't have to be an agent to log in. You can just go to that website and you'll be able to pull certain information. You won't be able to do a ton of stuff, but you'll be able to pull, marketing material and different things about our products and all of that good stuff. So that does give you an idea of what our products are like and all of that. So that's all I have today from that standpoint on the income too as well. Is there any questions that Kat have come up now, or anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any questions coming up. One thing I did want to point out too, though, is that the life insurance, so that Wealth Max bonus on the single premium life, it's also a micro site type of situation, but it looks like you guys are also crediting that an extra 1%.
That's correct. Yep, you
Very
got it.
nice.
So
Yep.
on all of our index annuities, along with the Bridge, which is considered an index annuity,
Index annuity.
and then our life insurance, our Wealth Max. Correct.
Very nice. So across the board, an extra 1% comp special, plus great products. I never have an unhappy agent or an unhappy client that works with EquiTrust. So I will be launching a poll here. Be launching, if you would like more information on the EquiTrust product lines, whether it be the FIAs, the FIA with the long-term care rider, that Bridge product, or the single premium life, go ahead and mark yes or no on that. All yes. That's what we're going for. Then I'm just going to leave that up for just a second here. Still collecting answers. Looks like this is going to go away in the next few seconds here. And then great presentation, Andrew, as always. Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
so much for all of the partnership that you have with us, and always having solid presentations for our agents. And then it's always nice to have you guys here in our office, of course.
Yep. No, definitely. And then anything that you have questions on, feel free to reach out anytime. I know Matt will probably be in touch with you guys in regards to any questions you have, but feel free to reach out to EquiTrust anytime as well, for sure, with any questions.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to be closing up this poll, and then, of course, Andrew, if you need anything from us, let us know. Thank you all for attending.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
You too. Take
All right.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.